What if the laptop everyone keeps calling the best gaming laptop of the year is actually only the best because nothing has seriously challenged it yet? And then suddenly another machine shows up, looks a little thicker, a little heavier, a little less flashy, and quietly asks a dangerous question. What if raw performance actually matters more than perfection? Because today, on Rate My Tech, we are putting the 2025 Asus Zephyrus G16 head-to-head with the MSI Stealth A16. And on paper, this feels like a fair fight. But once you live with these machines, once you game on them, type on them, carry them around, and hear them scream under load, things get way more interesting than a spec sheet ever tells you. And if you are someone who wants one laptop to do everything, gaming, work, content creation, travel, late-night YouTube sessions, this comparison hits way too close to home, because from the outside, these two laptops already tell different stories. The Stealth A16 does exactly what its name suggests. It keeps things dark, minimal, and almost invisible. No loud branding, no flashy accents, just a black slab that could pass as a work laptop until it powers on, while the Zephyrus G16 takes a more polished route, clean aluminum, MacBook energy, and that subtle LED strip on the back that you either love or immediately turn off in settings. And the funny thing is, both choices make sense depending on who you are. But build quality is where they instantly agree, because both of these feel rock solid, like the kind of machines that survive years of backpacks and desk setups. The Zephyrus uses full aluminum, the Stealth uses a magnesium aluminum alloy, and in real life that difference barely matters. They both feel premium, but the Stealth is noticeably thicker and heavier, and you feel that the moment you pick it up, which sounds like a downside until you remember that extra thickness usually means one thing: more room to breathe, more room for cooling, and that becomes a recurring theme throughout this entire comparison. Now, under the hood, things get spicy, because MSI went with an AMD chip, while ASUS leaned into Intel, and both are excellent, just in very different ways. The Zephyrus technically allows higher GPU power limits, which sounds like an instant win, but the Intel CPU is also more power hungry, so the real question becomes who actually gets to use the watts when everything is under load, and this is where laptops stop being simple. Because unlike desktops, you cannot just throw unlimited power at both the CPU and GPU. There is a shared budget, and how efficiently each part uses that budget changes everything. Ports are another surprisingly emotional topic because specs do not prepare you for daily annoyance. The Stealth gives you Ethernet, which some people still swear by, while the Zephyrus gives you an SD card reader that creators love, but the Zephyrus also sneaks in an extra USB-C port, and more importantly puts the charging port in a sane location, because yes, the Stealth charges from the right side where your mouse usually lives, and yes, that can be a deal breaker if you game for hours. Both charging bricks are large, both are heavy, both deliver serious power, but the Zephyrus again pulls ahead by letting you charge via USB-C from both sides, which makes life easier in ways you only appreciate after owning one. Keyboards are where personality really shows. The Stealth goes all out with per-key RGB and a numpad, which instantly wins points for gamers and spreadsheet warriors, while the Zephyrus sticks to single-zone RGB but adds macro keys and slightly longer key travel. Typing on the Zephyrus just feels more even and balanced, while the Stealth feels clickier and faster. This is pure preference territory, but it matters because this is the surface you touch every day. Trackpads tell a similar story. The Zephyrus has a much larger one, which is great for productivity, but the Stealth somehow nails the click feel better, more solid, more responsive. Although most of us will still grab a mouse the second a game launches, displays are where both laptops flex hard, because OLED at 2.5K with a 240Hz refresh rate is borderline ridiculous. The colors pop, the blacks disappear, motion feels unreal, and once you use this kind of panel, everything else feels outdated. But here is the twist. Coatings matter, and the Zephyrus absolutely dominates in glare control. Its anti-reflective layer is genuinely one of the best on any laptop right now, while the Stealth reflects light like a mirror, which sounds minor until you sit near a window or turn on a lamp and suddenly see your own face. Instead of your game, hinges are better on the Stealth. opening wider and wobbling less. Speakers are not even a competition. The Zephyrus completely destroys the Stealth here. Louder, clearer, deeper bass, actual surround presence, to the point where it embarrasses most laptops and even some external speakers. Webcams are average on both, but Asus uses smarter processing, and the microphones on the Zephyrus sound shockingly good compared to the thin audio coming from the Stealth, but performance is why you are really here, and benchmarks only tell half the story. In synthetic tests, the Intel chip pulls ahead in single-core, AMD wins multi-core, and the Zephyrus edges out slightly in GPU benchmarks, but real games flip the script. Because once CPU and GPU are fighting for power, the AMD chip in the Stealth uses significantly less wattage, which frees up power for the GPU. And that translates directly into higher frame rates in many modern games, sometimes by a surprising margin, and this is the moment where the thicker body pays off, because the Stealth runs its GPU cooler, giving it more thermal headroom and more consistent performance, while the Zephyrus stays impressive but more tightly packed. Fan noise becomes a trade-off. The Stealth is louder but lower pitched. The Zephyrus is quieter but sharper. Pick your poison. Battery life is complicated because the Stealth has a huge battery and an efficient AMD chip, but it is stuck at a 240 Hz refresh rate even on battery, while the Zephyrus can drop to 60 Hz. And that single limitation changes everything. In light use, the Zephyrus lasts longer, and in gaming, neither lasts long enough to matter. Because gaming on battery is still a bad idea no matter how good the laptop is, upgradability is disappointing on both, with soldered RAM locking you into your configuration forever, though at least storage upgrades are possible. Pricing is the final gut punch, because at similar high-end configurations they cost about the same, which makes the decision painful. But MSI offers a cheaper Stealth variant with nearly identical gaming performance for significantly less money. And that version is honestly incredible value. So where does that leave us? Because both of these laptops are genuinely excellent. The Stealth A16 is the performance monster, faster in many games, cooler under load, better value if you pick the right configuration, and yes, it even has a numpad. But the Zephyrus G16 is the refined all-rounder, lighter, better display coating, incredible speakers, smarter port placement, and an overall experience that feels carefully polished over multiple generations. So the real question is not which one is better, it is which one fits your life. If gaming performance and value matter most, the Stealth makes a very strong case. But if you want one laptop that feels right, doing everything gaming, work, travel, media, the Zephyrus still holds the crown, and that is what makes this comparison so interesting, because there is no wrong answer, just different priorities. And if this helped you see which side you land on, consider subscribing to Rate My Tech, because this is exactly the kind of real-world tech talk we love doing, and I will see you in the next one.